All right, check it out, guys. So it's 2025, and I think this day and age and being a man and actually leveling up and growing yourself and developing yourself, we can all admit, a little challenging. But if you want to know a step-by-step on how to grow, how to develop, and actually lead the life that you've always dreamed of, check out this next video. So it's funny, I think we get stuck in this blueprint of a man by granddad, dad, and then the coming of man in America is very much, okay, you turned 18, now you're a man, you're welcome to society, and good luck to you. We really don't have this rite of passage, if you will. And I remember growing up going like, man, when do you become a man? And I love, it's a biblical verse. It's in, I think, 1 Corinthians, and Paul talks about, when I was a child, I acted like a child, I did childish things. When I became a man is when I put away childish things. So what's really cool is that can happen at any time for us. It can happen at 10, sometimes you have a life adversity that challenges you to level up and start to lead your family young, or maybe dad wasn't in the picture and now it's more responsibility on you. And I think unfortunately what we do is we start to live in that and we start to have, hate or something for somebody, or maybe they weren't there. But now it's on you to go grow yourself and develop yourself and not just accept societal norms on what a man should be. I mean, my biggest example and image of a man is Jesus. And if you look at how he walked his life and how led with compassion and led with courage and was always focused on doing the right thing no matter what. I mean, obviously when you're God's son, that's pretty, I wouldn't say easy to do. He still had the same challenges that we all go through because he was a human, or at least human form. And so with that, I think we've accepted these mediocre standards with our lives, right? It's like when somebody's kind of out of shape or getting a little bigger into their older years, they go, well, I had kids, it's just the dad bod. And I go, why can't this be the dad bod? Why can't setting a strong standard, because I'm a dad, I got a dad bod, and people use, oh no, it's like a father figure, and it's like it, and we just start to accept a little bit less of ourselves, as opposed to going, you know what? Heck no, man. I'm gonna keep setting that standard and not settle for average in any way, shape, or form, and I'm gonna continue to grow. And I look back on, I've had a lot of good male figures in my life, some great mentors. I look back on my dad now. I didn't respect him then, probably just because I was a grumpy teenager and grumpy kid, but I look back and I go, man, that dude worked his butt off. He did the best he could with what he had at that time. And I find when you have that other man challenging you in your life, man, that is the key to growing to a whole different example than you thought you could. And so having good strong men, boys become men, men to become real men to finish well in life. When you have those men who are constantly challenging you, but running the journey with you, those are, I believe, the most manly men on the planet, because you don't need to be big in body. You just need to be following through with what you said you were going to do. Leading our families. Eyes for one woman. This is just Jake, right? I don't want my wife to have any concern that I have, a lust for a lot of ladies. She knows that I'm going to lead her, lead my little girl, and lead our family with the most moral-based and value-based decisions to go do something great for our family and for the next generation. And so it goes back to, it's always association, it's always community, and men want to get around these men's groups and stuff where they just sit around and smoke cigars and drink whiskey, and hey, awesome, man, I used to do that stuff back in the day. I go, but how are you getting better? What are you on the hunt for? Because there's a great book out there, and I apologize, I can't remember the title of it, but I think that it was 3 things that he said a man needs to have in his life to be massively fruitful. One is he has to be adventure to be a part of, right? And I believe that wholeheartedly. If you don't have an adventure to be a part of, it's easy to just try to find meaningless adventures, right? And that's with others. I think he used a couple movie examples and stuff like that, and you look at any of the great movies, fairy tales, all those things, it's like, a couple men come together and they go off to kill a dragon type thing. Number 2 is they have to have a beauty to fight for, right? And when you have people outside of yourself to fight for, it's not about you anymore. And men, as an entirety, when we're young, we are the most selfish creatures on the planet. It's like the lowest life form is when you're in the military, you're living in the barracks, you're eating ramen, and you're living off of, the government's money, man. It's like the lowest life form on the planet, right? But then you go, oh crap, now I have a family, now I have some responsibility, now I gotta get outside myself. And that's when I think we make that transition big time, okay? And so a beauty to fight for. And then number 3 is battles to win and overcome constantly. And so you shouldn't let them subdue you. I mean, I had an instructor one time where he talked about the phrase, don't ever kick a man when he's down. And obviously this dude used a lot more vulgarities, but he goes, no, you kick the crap out of that man when he's down. Because if he's a real man, he'll get up and fight for his life. And I find, regardless of the metaphor, it doesn't matter, but you're gonna be down in your dumps, man. You're gonna be down in business. You're gonna be down in life. The economy's gonna punch you in the face, but don't blame anybody or anything. Like, once you take massive ownership and massive discipline about your life, you don't blame anybody, right? If I get in a car crash, it's my fault because I probably didn't stop at the stoplight, I didn't check my oil in the car wasn't running. You get where I'm going. You just take massive ownership. If it starts raining today, that's my bad. I should have brought my umbrella, all these things. So you you don't look for a scapegoat. You don't look for somebody else to blame or something to complain about. It's really a freeing feeling because you go, man, I can go crush this because I'm taking ownership of my actions, taking ownership of my day-to-day, taking ownership of who I am and how I want to live in our society, and you can go out there and thrive, man. So discipline, taking ownership, dedicated to our habits, getting better every day, on the hunt, on the pursuit. You look at other cultures around the world, man, they go make their kids, kill a lion, and then they come back and they're a man. Well, go kill your lion. Go chase your lion. Go be the person who goes and fights for something. Go be the person who stands for something and doesn't just fall for everything out there. Go get around great men doing great things, and I'd love to connect with you anytime, any way, any shape or form. All you got to do is subscribe. You can click a link. You can connect with me in any way, shape, or form, and we're going to go do something great. I promise you. Because winners win, and you know when you're going to win is when you're hanging out with other winners.